Hey, it's Dave from Outlign here, and thanks for jumping on a rapid fire demo. Now, if you're a little bit short on time, this is a really good way to get your head around the platform. Now, just for a bit of place setting, what you're looking at right here is the Museum of Art is the client. So this is the client space, and then we've got two projects listed here. So I'm going to jump into the brand strategy and identity project. And this puts you into the project home. And what's really nice about this view is that it's very much an at-a-glance view of the project. And you can see here that it tells me exactly where we're at in the progress overall. And I'm going to focus in on the messaging piece here, and let's dive in there and take a closer look. So one of the really nice things about Outlign is that it presents you with this really simple process view. And what's really nice about that is that it gives you the client something simple that they can follow along, but also for the project manager, it's really simplistic in terms of delivering a project. Now, if you ever struggled with out of scope or that you're worried about scope creep with clients, this view is really helpful in terms of what you promised in your scope of work. So being able to mirror that back into your process. So you can see here we've got messaging V1 and V2. So if you've said you've got 2 rounds of revisions available, it's a really nice way to display that to the client and make sure that you don't give work that is beyond what's in the scope of works. So that's really cool. And then let's jump into a step here and I'll show you what a content view looks like. So when you're setting up a message, so that let's say the PM has put this message in here, what's cool is that you can set up that message, you can have the discussion, and then you can also set an approval on any given step so that you get that ironclad sign off from the client before you kind of move forward with the project. So the next thing I want to show you is how you can set up a nice little feedback form at the end of a project. So right here we've got a little satisfaction survey that the client can fill out at the end of the project, which is really nice. So you don't need to go to any external tool. And then you can also set up some nice little forms so that the client can sort of fill in a little bit more detail, which is really nice. So there's no need for another separate tool. You can do it right in here inside of Outlign. Cool. Okay, so up next, I want to show you time tracking. Now, I know time tracking can be pretty pesky for agencies. It's one of those things that we generally have to do. So we've tried to make this as easy and painless as possible. So there's a nice little harvest integration. So if you've got a harvest account, you can just connect up your harvest and then you will get this time tracking integration. So how that works is on any given step, you'll see your little timer over here on the top right-hand side, hit that bad boy, and then that brings down so your time entries. And what's nice is whatever the step is named, it will automatically pull those details straight into the timer. You can see who's tracked time on a task by its actual task and also by team member, which is really handy. And then there's a nice little global timer over here on your left-hand nav. And if I just move my head across, you'll see that it basically is keeping track or score of everything that I've tracked across the day, which is super handy, especially if you're one of those people that forgets to track time. There's some nice little reminders in the product. So hopefully that makes time tracking a little bit easier to get your head around. So let's jump across into templates, and inside of Outlign, it's really easy to set up templates. We've got some already pre-baked into your account, so you can steal some of our templates or you can set up your own. They're going to save you a massive amount of time, which is really helpful. And one of the other big things about templating is you'll reduce mistakes on a project, and having everybody follow the same process is extremely powerful in an agency. So I highly recommend when you first set up your account to get in here and really set it up to its full capacity. All right, so next up, let's have a look at onboarding. So one of the really nice things that you can do both for the client and also internally is to make sure that you're following your process, and you can set up your own little process steps here. So you see here on an internal process, if I jump into project setup and admin, you can set up a list, task list for your team. So for example, we've got proposal signed, kickoff invoice sent, share an invite into Outlign. There's some really helpful little reminders here to make sure that you are following your process and that you're not sort of missing any steps as you go, which can be really helpful in terms of your delivery and upping your delivery standard. All right, so that's pretty much it in terms of the rapid fire demo. There is a lot more to discover inside the platform. Feel free to jump in, sign up, try it for 30 days. You don't need to put your credit card in. Set up some clients, have a run a single project with a client, and see how you go. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me or any of the other founders, and we can help you out.